The Rams releasing Pro Bowl wide receiver Cooper Kupp today. The move saves L.A. $15 million against the cap. The team signed Davante Adams during free agency. In 2021, Kupp led the league in yards, catches, and touchdowns, but he's been slowed by injuries since then. For much more, senior NFL insider Adam Schefter joining us now. Shefty, what are the possible landing spots for the 31-year-old Kupp?
Kevin, I'm told that there are a dozen teams that already have shown interest in Cooper Kupp. A lot of interest across the league. Some of the potential landing spots I could envision would be the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, who bid on Chris Godwin, have to be amongst the 12 teams who are interested in Cooper Kupp. So it's hard to say exactly who's going to jump out, but I would say this. He would like to be somewhere west if possible. So if he's going to go east, I think it's going to take a big-time offer to get him back there. Again, when we go to New England, they offered Chris Godwin upwards of $28 million a year before he took a $22 million a year deal in Tampa. We'll see what Cooper Kupp generates here.
State tax in Florida. All right. The Bengals, they have big questions surrounding a handful of key players. Let's start with Jamar Chase. What's the latest with him?
My understanding is a deal is not close. You've heard the Bengals say at the Combine that they want to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in football, which means a deal of over $40 million a year, and they're not there yet. They know where they have to go. They just haven't gotten there yet, and I think everybody believes that a deal between these two sides will get done. It just hasn't happened yet as the Bengals navigate the situation with Jamar Chase and their other franchise wide receiver, T. Higgins. Both want deals. Chase could be $40 a year. Higgins could be $30 a year, and that doesn't even include their defensive end, Trey Hendrickson, who led the NFL in sacks last year. He has requested permission to seek a trade. There have been other teams around the league that have been interested. But, Kevin, you're seeing teams come up with pass rushers. Tampa signed Aaron Rodgers today to the surprise of nobody. We knew this was coming. But now Aaron Rodgers is a true free agent. His choice is expected to come down to the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. Most people believe the Steelers are the favorites to land the services of Aaron Rodgers. But the Steelers are still waiting to hear from Rodgers. The Giants are still waiting to hear from Rodgers, and I was told yesterday that it could take a little time before he makes his decision. Russell Wilson's not waiting around for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision. He is on a plane tonight to Cleveland to spend Thursday visiting with the Browns officials and coaches. And then after meeting with the Browns on Thursday, he's scheduled to fly to New York to spend Friday with Giants coaches and officials. So the Browns Thursday, the Giants Friday. He's not waiting around, and there is interest in Russell Wilson, so it looks like he's going to land a chair. The question is, which chair does he want to sit in? But interest in him, and we'll see what he ultimately decides as well.
All right, so it never ends here for NFL free agency. For him working, Shefty, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
The Bills' biggest move in free agency was making sure their franchise quarterback Josh Allen doesn't get to free agency. Buffalo giving him a 6-year, $330 million extension with a record $250 million guaranteed. The reigning MVP speaking today.
Main thing is going out there and playing the best football that I can. And in no way does this mean I need to stop working hard or stop getting better. It almost promotes more of that for me of going out there and making sure that I'm still earning my keep and getting better as the years come by. And that's all I'm trying to do is progress each year.
Well deserved getting that guaranteed money. Louis Riddick back here to break down free agency so far. Okay, so they secure their guy. They had to do that. What else should the Bills do now moving on?
Yeah, look, this is a real well-balanced team, Kev, as you know. And I think now that you can be really selective as far as where you add to this football team. And I think in the secondary, that's probably the next spot where they're going to really want to add some firepower. And just some guys who can play some man coverage in those third and crucial type of situations. And guys who can pick off the ball and continue the trend for Buffalo of being one of the best teams in terms of turnover differential like they were last year. They were number one. They've had some issues at corner. Look, they have swung and missed on some guys. Khair Elam, he's moved just recently. Christian Benford is one of these guys who was unheralded coming out of college, coming out of Villanova, who wound up being a key contributor for them. Russell Douglas is a free agent. They got to make sure that they're secure on the edges. and then make sure that they have the kind of playmakers in the back end at safety that can continue to help which should be one of the best pass rushing defensive units in the NFL in 25.
Okay, especially if you want to compete in the AFC,
That's
too.
right.
You got to deal with all those quarterbacks that like to throw the football.
Yep.
This is your favorite question. I just know it. I just know
Winners
it.
and losers?
Yeah,
Is
give
that
me
what
your
you're
winners
talking
and
about?
losers of free agency, and let's start with the winners first.
Of course, we always want to start with winners. Look, the New England Patriots, they look legit, man. And some of the things that they have done so far, especially on the defensive side, building the team in Mike Vrabel's image. You start up front. They took one of your guys from your beloved Philadelphia Eagles. Milton Williams is one of the guys who I believed was one of the best free agents in this entire class, regardless of position. Carlton Davis, you see him there. He comes to play corner. Harold Landry, who was with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. I mean, these are key additions. Robert Spillane, who you're going to see right here, a tough throwback inside linebacker. You combine that with the fact that they get Morgan Moses to play right tackle to help out Drake May as far as this offensive line is concerned. You got to like what they're doing.
Yep.
Now,
The losers.
it's funny how the Cowboys always pop up when we're talking about disappointment. And you know what? And they're disappointing me right now because one of the key things that they need to be able to do is control the lines of scrimmage, offensively and defensively. Signing Osa Odighizuwa to a contract extension, that's huge. It's big. Retain your own. But losing DeMarcus Lawrence, losing Chauncey Golston, and still not having the kind of size and beef and power to be able to own the line of scrimmage is going to be a problem. Philadelphia is still going to be there. Washington is on the come. The New York Giants, let them get their quarterback situation figured out. And there's no telling what's going to happen with that football team. So I can tell you this, Dallas. You can pay the top guys all you want. You can pay Dak all you want, CD all you want. But you better start taking care of the trenches. Otherwise, we're going to be having this conversation every single year.
And each passing day, the price tag for Micah Parsons goes up, too.
It's going to be out of this world.
The Cowboys gave up 27.5 points per game last. They claim names on the board here. The big board in Justin Fields and Daniel Jones, who could get the starting job over Anthony Richardson. Plenty of others, though, on that board, including some draft options. You see at the bottom there, Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. The two biggest quarterbacks still in limbo, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, and they appear to be connected. Adam Schefter reports that Rodgers is the Steelers' first choice. They're waiting on his decision, but the Giants are in play too. Russell Wilson was with Pittsburgh last year. He would like to return, so he appears to be on hold as of now. Our quarterback, Dan Orlovsky, joining us now. Let's focus on two quarterbacks that found homes, specifically here. We got Justin Fields with the Jets and Sam Darnold with the Seahawks. Let's start with Darnold. What do you make of the fits?
I like Sam Darnold's lateral transition scheme-wise. He comes from Kevin O'Connell's offense, which is that Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay offense. And Clint Kubiak is the offensive coordinator for